Thank you for coming here, Mr. Olsen. Could you begin by sharing a bit about what brings you here today?
Well, it's really my wife who told me to go see you.
Okay. Is there a specific reason for this?
Well, it's, kind of weird, but, Excel has been bothering me for a while now.
Excel? Do you feel a compulsion to excel in something?
No, I'm talking about Microsoft Excel. I'm talking about spreadsheets.
Please elaborate, Mr. Olsen.
Well, I can't sleep. I can't stop thinking about it. How significant Excel has become to our society. Its power over our lives, and no one's talking about it. No one's taking it seriously. Excel spreadsheets are carrying the financial global market on its back. It's holding close to every corporation in the world by their balls. Its dominance is everywhere. Has it never bothered you? If you open Excel and work with dates from year 1900, there is, wrongly, an additional day.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Excel assumes year 1900 to be a leap year, although it's not. All years divisible by 4 are to be leap years except for century years, which must be divisible by 400 to be leap years.
Okay.
Okay, well, this was a bug in Lotus 123 from 1983 carried onto Excel, incorrectly assuming February 29th, 1900 to be an actual date. They can easily fix this bug, except they can't. You know why? Because it's too embedded. Fixing this would introduce compatibility issues for existing spreadsheets and formulas that rely on the current behaviour, ultimately ruining the data for thousands, if not millions of companies using such spreadsheets today. And if that wasn't enough, in 2020, scientists decided to rename human genes to stop Excel from misreading them as dates. We as humans will rather rename our genes than update Excel. People worry about climate crisis, World War III and AI, but no one's talking about Excel. You see my problem?
I can see that you are strongly upset by this. Why do you think it has become so influential?
Well, it started in 1985. I was only a greenhorn in accounting at the time. Microsoft had already marketed a program called Multiplan in 82, but it had lost the spreadsheet fight to Lotus 123. Then in 85, Microsoft launched Excel to Macintosh. But it wasn't until 87 that it marked itself as the big player. Excel was then launched to Windows, and while Lotus 123 was fumbling to get their version out, Excel had already taken its role as the leading spreadsheet software. This all defined a new era for the human species. You know what? I actually think humans rely on spreadsheets to survive. The first spreadsheet existed 4,600 years ago in ancient Egypt. They engraved it in limestone used as an ancient reporting system. Incredible, right?
Well, I have never used Excel, so I think we're fine.
Yeah, but you studied social studies. Anyways, Excel quickly grew each year as they maintained their advantage by launching updates every second year or so. They included toolbars, outlining, 3D charts, automated features, you name it. Gates was humiliating its competitors. It became the industry standard in accounting, auditing, finance, insurance, consultancies, and it was soon applied to almost all industries in some way. Oil drilling, power management, everything. In the late 90s, I quit my job even to become a teacher in order to get away from it. But it was only a short time before I'd constructed complex spreadsheets with pivot tables that analysed all the pupils' grades and behaviour. I couldn't escape it.
But why are there no companies creating new and better solutions with newer technologies?
Oh, they've tried, believe me. Every dot-com company during the late 90s were going to replace Excel. Instead, they crashed, while Excel was used to keep track of their losses. However, there are some cases that have succeeded in some way. A few companies specialising in ERP-type tools have recently evolved and taken some market share from Excel in terms of being a company's primary budgeting tool. Excel's market share within this area has consequently declined from 79% in 2017 to 54% in 2019, and probably more by now. However, these figures are only an optical illusion. Although the new solutions work as a company's primary budget, they rely on Excel data grinding. The data processing is usually carried out outside the ERP system, in which Excel has positioned them extremely well with their remarkable open database connectivity, meaning that it works well with basically every other program. Have you ever come across a program that doesn't have the export to or import from Excel function? And I don't think so. With that said, there is another, more important reason as to why Excel is close to unbeatable, namely how powerful and flexible it is, while at the same time maintaining its beautiful simplicity. Picture a small company starting out. They just want to start with something simple and cheap that solves their problems. Excel is your answer. And the best part for these companies, almost everyone using Excel are self-taught, meaning that they don't have to spend loads of money on expensive training courses. Then as they start to grow, they realise Excel still works just fine. Then the boss might start to think, should we upgrade to something else, a newer and fancier solution? But then they think a little more. Why change a winning strategy? It's difficult to jump ship to a different method when the current method works so well. How will you know that the new method will work? These other solutions usually also require you to adapt to them rather than they adapting to you. Then of course, you have the Office ecosystem. Oh, how it flows. Visualize your findings in Power BI, export charts and tables to PowerPoint so you can create reports, the updates, making sure you always stay ahead in the game.
Mr. Olsen?
Yeah, sorry, my point is, Excel is estimated to have between 1.1 and 1.5 billion global users. If that's not global dominance, then I don't know. The only problem is that with this many people using it, the program is destined to be misused. Over the years, there has been several horror stories. During COVID, the UK used Excel as their contact tracing system. The only problem was that they unknowingly ran out of rows in their spreadsheet. Two professors called Fetzer and Graeber calculated a conservative number of 1,500 people dying as victims of the spreadsheet error. One of the largest cannabis companies, Canopy Growth, reported a 9-month adjusted EBITDA loss of 52 million Canadian dollars, but in reality, it was a loss of 155 million, resulting in a 4% decline in market cap. The reason? A classic Excel formula error. And these are only some of the detected ones.
If there's so many mistakes by using it, it doesn't sound like the perfect program to me.
You really are stupid, aren't you? It's the best spreadsheet tool there is. It's the most beautiful product ever to be made that still exists. While all other inventions during the 80s have been replaced, Excel lives stronger than ever. It's not the program that's the problem, it's the people using it. Incapable individuals who fuck up. You have interns creating a budgeting model which probably works perfectly well, but the company continue to use it for 20 years and makes an error when they try to change it. Also, take all the bosses who needed the calculations done yesterday rather than tomorrow, resulting in quick and dirty solutions. Luckily though, there are people fighting this disease, the unsung heroes of our society. They call themselves the European Spreadsheet Risk Interest Group, or USPRIG in short. They're professionals in the art of spreadsheet risk management, trying to save our society from Excel fuck-ups by ignorant mongrels. I wanted to apply for a job there. I think I had a fair shot even, but my wife Maria wouldn't let me.
Mr. Olsen, you came here saying you were worried about Excel's dominance. Is that really true?
Of course! Who wouldn't be? Haven't you heard a word of what I've said? And I'm here paying you for this.
I've heard you all right, but to me it sounds like you're using this as a cover-up.
Cover up for what?
For an obsession.
What are you talking about?
An obsession with Excel. Has it ever occurred to you that Excel has become a more important part of your life than your wife Maria?
Maintaining its beautiful simplicity. Oh, how it flows. It's the most beautiful product ever to be made.
Mr. Olsen, I think you're in love with Excel.
Oh,